Shalom. Welcome to Jah Radio. This is Chazak Eliyahu. And welcome to the third season it is of Jah Radio. As we continue our journey to strive to edify our listeners, to try to edify others as to the word of truth. Remember, we started as biblical truth seekers, and our aim from the beginning was to seek out the truth of the scriptures, having come into the word and realized the many different ways of the scripture, how many different things, and we were there realizing how many people believed so many different things. And so we said, I said, I'm going to seek out the truth because I do not want to live a lie. Having come in the way, you're seeking out the Most High. You're having to give up on this world. What does it make sense you give up on this world? And when you give up on this world, you're in a lie. I mean, you're giving up on the pleasures, giving up on your desires, giving up on everything that this world has to offer. And why do you give it up? For futility. Why would you give it up? To be in foolishness, to be in a lie. That's not me at all. And so, I strove, and I have, I don't know the word striven, I don't know. I have tried throughout my time to make sure that whatever I believe, it is the truth of the scriptures. Because how can I be one of those that is actually fooling up people, actually deceiving people, actually bringing people into a lie? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. So, for example, having this YouTube channel, I would be broadcasting all over the world, broadcasting to people, and telling people a lie. Now, when I go before the Most High, how will that look? How will that work with the Most High? So, we look here to give the truth, to seek out the truth. Yes, we might not be perfect or have perfect truth. Yes, we might be off. I don't know. But if we have the approach that if there is anyone who has seen anything that is off, we can talk about it, because we are not afraid to come back and say, hey, we made an error here, or we were off here. This is what it means. We are not afraid to do that. Okay? So that is what we are about if you are here for the first time. So, as you can see on the screen, you can call us and be live with us on WhatsApp at +27 660 375 186. Yeah, you can call in live and partake on this program. All right. So, as this is a, third edition, let me just recap a little about, Jah Radio. Radio came about from some dreams that the Most High sent someone to me from the beginning, and that person was sent to kind of, I don't say the spiritual, I don't know how to say it, but that person, the Most High would give that person messages to give me on certain things, and that person came with a message about a radio. And at the time, I was just broadcasting live on YouTube, and I said a radio. Because I didn't think too keenly about radio. But being obedient, I said, let me see how I can go about starting a radio. And I researched, and there were some places that allowed you to broadcast live online, and you would go on there and you would be able to do it through their portal. And I didn't sit too kindly with that, because I said, I don't want to be on, for just a word, to be on a portal where everyone is participating. So I started researching how to do it myself. Man, it was difficult, because I had to get a personal server. I had to learn how to do coding and all sorts of things. And it took me how many months? Months upon months before I could get all of this thing together. Tried and failed and succeeded. And the group that we had at the time, they were there with me, going through the tests and everything, until finally it came to fruition. And I can tell you, if I was to do this again, I don't know if I could do it. Because it was so difficult for me, having not known all of that. But I know it was the Most High who did it. I know it was the Most High who helped me along. And so we got that going. And since then, we have been broadcasting live on, we started on justawordradio.com. But then I thought the name was too long. Being someone who was associated, my job before I started to just do everything to do with Yahuwah was digital marketing. And so I knew the impact that a long domain name had. And so we changed the domain name to jawradio.org. Jaw Radio. And we changed the name from Just a Word Radio to Jaw Radio. To Jaw Radio. What? Doesn't really make a difference. It's the same thing. And I think if you go to justawordradio.com, you still will direct you to jawradio.org. So we started with some very, primitive, I'll say primitive, but very basic equipment. And as we have come along, basic has grown, and people out there have contributed to this cause. People call in, how can I help? How can I assist? And people have, contributed where they're seeing it fit. And now we have, the proper equipment, kind of proper equipment that can help us along, So that has been our journey. And we started the Live at 5 program. We started it, it was someone else who was on that slot. When we started, I was live in the mornings, and then someone else was live at 5. But when we came here to South Africa, because then we were based in Jamaica, and then we relocated to South Africa. When we came to South Africa, the time difference showed me that we had to, the morning program here in South Africa, we did it starting at 7 o'clock. If we were to do it at that time, then it would be at 12 p.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. Eastern over in the West. And so most people would be sleeping at that time. So the Live at 5 program allows us to go like maybe in the 10 a.m., 11 a.m., depending on whether or not you have daylight saving time. Yeah. So it would be at that time that we would be broadcasting. And so when we came to South Africa, we started broadcasting at that time. And for the morning slot, we had our Rising at 6 with our family here, where we broadcast our live morning wake-up program. All right? But in the future, we might be going another slot, maybe an hour on another slot. We don't know. Because most of our listeners are still over there in the West, over there in the Americas, England, etc. So we have to, Canada, we have to bear the time difference in mind, okay? So this is us, and this is the third season. So today, and remember, if you want to speak with us, you can call in live at +27660-375-186. The number is on the screen. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, anything, suggestions, anything at all, you want to speak to us. We want to make this a social program, a live program. You know, when we broadcast on the Shabbats, you know, it's a direct program, a teaching, preaching program. We don't want this to be like that. We want this to be interactive. We want this to be involving those who are out there. So at any time, we would like you to call in. Okay. So, yeah. So let's start off. Before we go, we start off with some music here. The music here is very prohibitive here on Facebook, on YouTube rather, because you know YouTube with their copyright claims. If you play an artist's music, then they will send a copyright. So it's a good opportunity to play some Just the Word music, some music by our people that our people made here while we were in fellowship together. So it was like before we start the morning program, we would have these songs and then we would record them and then we would cut them up and play them. So they are not professional songs that done in studios and everything. They're just live programs or live songs that we have. So let's kick off with one of them. Worship Him. Nice way to start. Worship Yahuwah in the beauty of His holiness. All right.
Let's forget about ourselves, concentrate on Him, and worship Yahuwah. Worship Him, Yahuwah, our King. Let's forget about ourselves, concentrate on Him, and worship Him. Let's forget about ourselves, concentrate on Him, and worship Him. Let's forget about ourselves, concentrate on Him, and worship Yahuwah. Worship Him, Yahuwah, our King. Let's forget about ourselves, concentrate on Him, and worship Him. Let's forget about ourselves, concentrate on Him, and worship Him. wait on him and worship Yahuwah. Worship him, Yahuwah, our King. Worship him, Yahuwah, our King. Worship him, Yahuwah, our King. Worship him, Yahuwah, our King.
Loving kindness
Is
better than life. Thy loving kindness.
thy loving kindness is better than life.
My lips shall praise thee. Oh yeah.
Just behind.
Bless thee. Thy loving kindness is better than life.
Thy loving kindness.
Loving kindness
Oh, is better than life.
Thy loving kindness
Oh yes, is better than life. My lips shall praise thee.
Just behind.
bless thee.
And thy loving kindness is better than life. I lift my hands
I lift my hands up
unto
What's wrong with that? Let me see. Oh, it's done. All right, let me get another one before getting our thing going here.
Let's forget about our
Wrong one. Let me, this is the one.
Yahuwah says to be holy. Yahuwah says to be perfect.
I'm just getting some
And whatever
housework
we ask of
done.
him, we shall receive.
What's going on here?
Abba, help us be holy. Teach us to be perfect. Make us to be like
All right, of course, you're listening to songs here.
because
Originally
we
by
believe. Oh, we're gonna sing.
family here.
We're gonna lift up our hands
Just a
to
word.
you. Yeah, we're gonna sing.
We're gonna lift up our voice to
you. We've left this world behind us. Our hearts are set on you. We're looking for your city, the Garden of Eden. It's like we choose. Let's worship in Ruach. We've gotta worship in truth. 'Cause that's expected of me. And what's required of you.
All right, we get
We
get started after this. I think, I hope.
Listen to your presence. We need more of you. Oh, we're gonna sing. Oh, we're gonna sing. We're gonna lift up our hands to you. Yeah, we're gonna sing. We're gonna lift up our voice to you. We've left this world behind us. Our hearts are set on you. We're looking for your city, the Garden of Eden. It's like we choose. Yahuwah says to be holy. Yahushua says to be perfect. And whatever we ask of him, we shall receive. Abba, help us be holy. Teach us to be perfect. Make us to be like you.
Yeah, we're gonna sing.
We're gonna lift up our voice to you. Yeah, we're gonna sing. We're gonna lift up our voice to you.
Yeah.
We've left this world behind us.
Yeah, today, of course, we're gonna be looking into the book of Second Baruch.
We're looking for your city, the Garden of Eden. It's life we choose. Yeah, who she says to be perfect.
Okay. Don't want you to hear all of the song. Let's get going. In the book of Second Baruch,
Help us be holy.
you're about to get
Teach
started.
us to be perfect. Make us to be like you.
Oh no, that's not what we
We
want.
believe.
That's not what we want.
Oh, we're gonna sing.
I think this is what we
We're
want.
gonna lift up our hands to you.
There is it.
Yeah, we're gonna sing.
There is it.
We're gonna lift up our
It's not
hands
here.
to you. We've left this world behind us. Our hearts are set on you.
Yeah.
We're looking for your city, the Garden of Eden. It's like we choose. Oh, we're gonna sing. Oh, we're gonna sing. We're gonna lift up our hands to you. Yeah, we're gonna sing.
This is what we want, but it's kind of off.
Voice to you. We've left this world behind us. Our hearts are set on you. We're looking for your city, the Garden of Eden.
Oh, is it no?
It's like we choose.
A little bit
We're
more.
looking for your city, the Garden of Eden. It's like we choose. We're looking for your city, the Garden of Eden. It's like we choose.
That should do it.
We're looking for your city, the Garden of
Yeah,
Eden.
that's what we want.
We choose.
Alright. Alright, all about to get started. Let me get this thing set up correctly. Alright. Alright, so the book of Second Baruch. Let me just say something about the book of Second Baruch. This book was written by the scribe Baruch. He was a scribe of Jeremiah. He was a prophet in his own right. And the first book of Baruch is in the Apocrypha. But there is a second, third, and even fourth books of Baruch also. So this second book of Baruch is also called the Apocalypse of Baruch. The Apocalypse of Baruch. And this was because he was in an apocalyptic state. He was in a dream state. It comprises dreams that Baruch got from the Most High concerning why can't I get to the chat? Where is the chat? All right. Oh, here it is. Finally got it. Yeah. All right, there's a slight echo. All right, the echo, let me see if I can get this off. I don't know if the echo is caused by the audio here is, let me see if I can stop this. Let's hope that will stop the echo. All right, let me know. Oh man, I already signed in. All right, let me see. I want to have access to the chat, but it's telling me that I have to sign in first. So I'll have to go through the process of signing in again. So please pardon me if I... All right. V. All right, let me get the password again. Okay. Two-step verification again. Yes, it's me. All right, so I'm just signing into the chat so that I can interact with those who are here. Okay. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom. All right. Echo is gone now. Thank you very much. Now I am happy. I'm happy. All right. All right. So the book of Second Baruch. Yeah. So he was in an apocalyptic state. He was dreaming. And so he gave us this collection of dreams. And in these dreams, the Most High told him about things that will happen in the end times. Now, you know that we here are preoccupied with prophecy. And it tells us, is it in the book of, can I get it quickly enough? In the book of, is it second, is it Ecclesiasticus? Sirach. Yes. Sirach 39 verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. So because we are seeking out the Torah of the Most High, and we are occupied in the meditation in the Torah, we seek out and we are occupied in prophecies. And you also have to be occupied in prophecies. Many people are afraid of prophecies. That is why many people don't even read the book of Revelation. And there is a blessing, there's a barakah given for reading the book of Revelation and keeping its sayings. Because in verse 2 it says, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. So he will be given understanding of subtle parables. And he will keep the sayings of the renowned men. When you are occupied in prophecies, then you will keep their sayings. That is why you see us striving and pushing people to follow the words of all that is said in the scriptures. It does not happen by chance. All right? So, second Baruch, we will start off at chapter 21, verse 6, I think is a good place to actually begin. Chapter 21, verse 6. Baruch was having a dream. No, it's not verse 6 that I want. I want to go further. Chapter 21. All right. Baruch was having a prayer in chapter 21, praying to the Most High for revelation. And in verse 26 it says, and it happened that when I had ended the words of this prayer, I became very weak. And afterward it happened that, behold, the heaven was opened, and I saw, and strength was given to me, and a voice was heard from on high, which said to me, Baruch, Baruch, why are you disturbed? Who starts on a journey and does not complete it? Or who will be comforted making a sea voyage unless he can reach the harbor? Or he who promises to give a present to somebody, is it not a theft unless it is fulfilled? Look at these little subtle words here. If you promise to give a gift to someone, if it is not fulfilled, then you become a thief. Very simple. And this, of course, goes to make no vow when Hamashiach said, let your A's be A's and your nays be nays. Do not promise to do anything. This is something that is in the world. The world says, I promise you, I swear, I promise you, I will do it. Everything is a promise. And then guess what? The promises are not fulfilled. And that is one of the greatest evidence of, of sin. Especially here in South Africa. When you come here, please, when people say they are going to do something, please don't expect them to do it. When they say they are coming, please don't expect them to come. When they, I've never seen this at all. I am coming. And they never come. And then they don't even apologize because it is such a part of the culture. It is the norm for them not to keep their promises. All right? So just have to sidetrack a bit to go into righteousness, because righteousness is actually doing what you're doing, not saying that you are going to do it. I usually put in a if, or I may, or I might, or I will try. I won't say that I am doing it unless I, what should I say? Unless I am off. You know, sometimes you forget. Or he who sows the earth, does he not lose everything unless he reaps his harvest in its own time? Or he who plants a vineyard, does the planter expect to receive fruit from it unless it grows until its appointed time? Or a woman who has conceived, does she not surely kill the child when she bears untimely? Or he who builds a house, can it be called a house unless it is provided with a roof and is finished? Tell this to me first. And I remember this now, this verse here. He who builds a house, can it be called a house unless it be provided with a roof and is finished? I remember someone dreaming about a house that has no walls. If you're listening, you understand what I'm saying. It cannot be called a house unless it has a roof. And that house that you dreamt had no roof on it. So it is not or was not actually a house. All right. Verse 1. And these books, by the way, they reject these books. And they claim that these books are not of the Most High, and spiritual things are for spiritual people. You can look into what is said and see how much edification these verses bring you. These scriptures, how much they enlighten you and how much they match up with experiences in your life and other scriptures and everything. You get to know that these books are of the Most High. Remember, religion did not want us to have these books, because if we have these books, then we will know the truth, and what will happen? The truth shall set us free. What do they want us to do? They want us to be entrapped in their lies. They want us to be in their lies so that they can control us in their lies. They don't want us to hear the truth. All right, let us continue. And I answered and said, No, Yahuwah, the sovereign master. And he answered and said to me, Why then are you disturbed about that which you do not know? And why are you restless about that of which you do not possess any knowledge? This is something, if we hearken unto these people, it will give us peace of mind. Most of the times, when we get despaired, English, not Jamaican. Jamaicans say despaired. When we get despaired, what is it? It is usually by things that we do not know. Hamashiach gave us the parable that the lilies of the field, they do not spin, and yet Solomon in all his splendor was not arrayed like any of these. And he told us about the sparrows, how the Most High provided for the sparrows, how much he can provide for us. But we, when it comes to problems, we usually worry in the future. Some people worry on the past, and some people worry on the future. I was conversing with someone yesterday, and the person, was said they were good, they understood depression and all of that. And the person said that something that is relevant now, that when you worry about the past, that is depression. When you worry about the future, that is anxiety. And anxiety is what? Fear. Fear is the opposite of faith. And without faith, it is impossible to please Allah. So here, we must not worry about the future. The Most High has made us without knowledge of the future, so that we can trust in Him, which is faith, trust in Him for the future, knowing that He has everything covered for us in the future. When we come to Him as believers, we come to Him relying on Him for everything, even the future that looks so dismal, so sad, so impossible, so. He wants us to believe in Him. He wants us to forget about the so and just believe in Him. So, why then are you disturbed about that which you do not know? Why? And why are you restless about that of which you do not possess any knowledge? You don't know it, you don't understand it, but yet you're restless. You're miserable. That is something that we have to bear in mind. For as you have not forgotten men who exist and have passed away, I remember those who will come. So the Most High's job is to deal with the future. Yeah. When we come to serve the Most High, we have to know that our lives are in His hands. Our lives are in His hands. He takes care of us. Now he went on to speak about Adam now. For when Adam sinned, and death was decreed against those who were to be born. So you see, through one man's sin, everyone who was to be born received death. The multitude of those who would be born was numbered. Can you imagine the intelligence that it takes to do this? The intelligence of the Most High. The multitude of those who would be born was numbered. And this brings me to Devarim, chapter 32, is it? Deuteronomy 32, verse 8. Let me go to the Bible. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when He separated the sons of Adam, He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Yasharal. This is it right here. The amount of people who were to be born after Adam, the Most High knew it. And He set the boundaries of the rest of the nations of the world according to the amount of Israelites who were to be born. What a precise calculation! Eh? And the fools say there is no Allah. He calculated the boundaries. He gave the people their boundaries, their different nations that they are to live in, according to the number of the children of Yasharal. This amount of Israelites are going to live in this space. So the rest of the nations, I'll share this up for the rest of you. For Yahuwah's portion is His people. Jacob is the lot of His inheritance. All right, so let's continue where we were. What we're doing today when we're here, it should give us different insight, different little wisdom and understanding. We are not more concerned about what the prophecies say. I am more concerned with the edification, the wisdom, the knowledge and understanding, the insights that come from reading these verses. All right? So take what we can get. All right. And for when Adam sinned and death was decreed against those who were to be born, the multitude of those who would be born was numbered. And for that number, a place was prepared where the living ones might live, and where the dead might be preserved. This is speaking of Sheol, the place of the dead. So he calculated the amount of people who would be born, the amount would be dead, and he set apart the place for those who would be born and living, which is on this earth, and he set apart a place for the dead, that the dead might be preserved, and might be preserved until when? Until the books were opened, and another book, rather. Let me go and see it here. So as I said, I am more concerned with our edification. So let's go and see Revelation 20, verse 12. Now this is the place of the dead that he's speaking about. More interested in us getting this knowledge, because when we get this, everything will come easier and we'll easily assimilate other things that we hear and understand. Revelation 20, verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, so they are preserved until then. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Allure, and the books were opened. By the way, those who are dead in Messiah will have risen before this. So there is a prize to die in Messiah, in that when Messiah returns, you will be with him. You will rise from the dead. That's the resurrection of the dead, and be with him. So the dead are preserved until Messiah returns. The dead in Messiah shall rise with him, and the rest of the dead for the great white throne judgment. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Allure. And the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. That's the dead. My people, that's the dead rising. So let's go back to 2 Baruch. No creature will live again unless the number that has been appointed is completed. For my Ruach creates the living, and the realm of the dead receives the dead. And further, it is given to you to hear that which will come after these times. For truly, my salvation, my Yeshua, which comes, has drawn near and is not as far away as before. Every single day, his Yeshua, his salvation, is drawing closer. For behold, the days are coming, and the scrolls will be opened, in which are written the sins of all those who have sinned. This is something that I don't like to hear. Having had this multitude of sin, like many or most people in this world. And moreover also the treasuries in which are brought together the righteousness of all those who have proven themselves to be righteous. So there is the bad part of it, those who have sinned, but there's also the good part, the treasuries of the righteousness of all those who have proven to be righteous. So the onus on us, people, the onus on us is to prove ourselves righteous. That is the onus. Let me go and turn on this light. Yeah. Where is this? So I don't know if this light will do us any good, much good, but let's see. Live on YouTube, it was just an afterthought. Remember, we are live on Jaw Radio at jawradio.org. JAWRADIO.org. Okay. All right. And it will happen at that time that you shall see, and many with you, the long suffering of Yahuwah Most High, which lasts from generation to generation, who has been long suffering toward all who are born, both those who sinned and those who proved themselves to be righteous. So he has been long-suffering to those who sinned, who have sinned, because he has not wiped them off. He has provided for them. He has given them spiritual provision, meaning he has given them the word. He has given his servants to call them out of sin, to encourage them to seek out righteousness. And for those who are righteous, he has been long-suffering toward them, in that when we err, when we do err, he helps us by forgiving us, by chastening us, by helping us on, and sending someone to reprove us, to rebuke us, people to edify us. That's what he does. Now, many believers don't like this. Many believers don't like to be edified, don't like to be reproved, don't like to be rebuked. Yes? But this is the Most High's goodness, his long suffering towards us. That person who is coming to you that you despise, that is telling you that that is wrong, you should not be doing this, this is not correct, you erred here, whatever. That person who is coming to you through the Ruach of the Most High. The Most High sent that person and is working through that person to help you. Very simple. All right. And I answered and said, But behold, O Yahuwah, a man does not know the number of things which pass away, nor those which come. For behold, I also know what has befallen me, but that which will happen with our enemies I do not know, or when you will command your works. So that's what Baruch was worried about. What will happen with our enemies, etc. That's what we are worried about today. We are saying, when will this happen? Our 400 years, is it over? Will the Most High do this now? Will he gather us? Will he this? That is what we are now preoccupied with. Verse 25, check on Baruch 25 now, verse 1. And Yahuwah answered and said to me, You also will be preserved until that time, namely until that sign which Yahuwah the Most High will bring about before the inhabitants of the earth at the end of days. This then will be the sign. So he's telling us about what will happen in the end times. Then this then will be the sign. When horror seizes the inhabitants of the earth, and they fall into many tribulations, and further they fall into great torments. We are around this time. Horror is going to seize the inhabitants of the earth. Now you see those wars that are going on. Those people there have some terrible, terrible, terrible equipment, terrible weapons to unleash on this earth. You see? Terrible to unleash on this earth. They have diseases that they have manufactured, that they are waiting to unleash on this earth. They have troubles that they are ready to unleash. People will be fighting against people, nations against nations, kingdoms against kingdoms. All sorts of evils are going to take place. Yes? I see my videos coming in different countries where different upheavals are taking place. I saw something about England a few days ago. They were having some problems there. And we are in that time. And it will happen that they will say in their thoughts, because of their great tribulations, Yahuwah the Mighty One does not anymore remember the earth. It will happen when they lose hope that the time will awake. So the time will be so terrible that people are going to believe that Yahuwah has forgotten the earth. Man, Yahuwah has left this place alone. So much things can be going on, and people are going to be saying, where are you, Yahuwah? Yahuwah, pay attention to what is happening. The Most High will just allow it to happen. 2 Baruch 26 now, verse 1. It's called the Apocalypse of the 12 Calamities and the Coming of the Messiah. And I answered and said, that tribulation which will it last a long time? And that distress, will it embrace many years? It's something that we ourselves have been asking, but he told us in the scriptures about the time, times, and half a time that this thing will happen. And we did a video also on Just a Word. You can check it out. The prophecy of Daniel. What was it called again? The 70 weeks of Daniel prophecy. Yeah, I think the Most High revealed a lot to us in that video. It is something that if you could read if you want to understand the times and the prophecies of Daniel, something I stayed away from for a while, but then I think some things were revealed in there. So will it embrace many years? 2 Baruch 27 verse 1 now. So chapter 26 has only one verse. And Yahuwah answered and said to me, that time will be divided into 12 parts, and each part has been preserved for that for which it was appointed. We know the number 12 in the scriptures. Let's go to the meaning of the number 12. In the scriptures, of course. The meaning of the number 12 is perfection. The number 12 carries religious. I'm not talking about perfection. No, let me go in the Bible. Meaning of number 12 in the Bible. Don't tell me anything about those mythical. Yes, there it is. From Bible Study Tools. It's the perfect government of Yahuwah. Yahuwah setting up his perfect governmental authority by those 12 things that will happen on the earth. All right? As noted earlier, the authors of the books of the Bible sometimes highlight numbers to make a deeper symbolic point. As Wellspring, Israel, and other sources have noted, the number 12 in Hebrew signifies perfect government, Alua's government, set apart, order. All right, so 12 things, 12 parts, and each part has been preserved for that which it was appointed. In the first part, the beginning of commotions. And I would think that we would more or less be likely in this part. We are at the beginning of commotions. Because when we go to Revelation chapter 6, I need to get this thing where I can move more quickly in this thing. Revelation chapter 6. Verses 1 to 2. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. A corona. This word crown, the etymology is a corona, was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. This is the beginning of commotions. The C virus that was set on the earth was used by the wicked to set up the MOTB that people took in their, that is the beginning of commotion. Let's go back to the book of 2 Baruch. 2 Baruch. In the second, the slaughtering of the great. This, I believe, would be when the FEMA camps and everything start to be activated, when they start imprisoning believers and start using their guillotines that they have set up in these camps. In the third part, the fall of many into death. This would be through the wars, etc. If you go back again, moving between the Bible, go back to Revelation chapter 6, verse 3. Verse 4 tells us about the second seal, the horse which was red, and power was given him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, the falling of many into death. Kill one another. And then the third seal again is economic crash, economic woes, a measure of wheat for a penny and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. All right, so let me tell you something now. In this verse here, what I see, this is saying that in the end times, the rich people will not be so afflicted with these things. We see and we know that they have built their underground bunkers so that when trouble comes on the earth, they flee to these things. Now, a measure of wheat for a penny and a measure of barley. Barley and wheat are every man's food, the poor man's food. Wheat, flour. Flour is a staple for most societies, poor man's food. But the wine and the oil belongs to the affluent. See thou hurt not the oil and the wine. It shows that the rich people will be executing this and they will be protecting their own interests. So there will be death from this famine and all of this will be coming here. Oh, wait. But then another thing coming again is death again. The fourth seal. And what is coming with the fourth seal? And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. Death again. And hell followed him. So Sheol and hell followed him. So as they die, they go into hell, into Sheol, the place of the dead, as we spoke about earlier. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. This is Islam. A quarter of the population of the earth is Islam, the pale horse, the green horse, Verdan, the green horse. To kill with sword and with hunger, and the sign of Islam is the sword, and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. So this is death and death and death and death that we see. Let's go back to the book of 2nd Baruch. Again, as I say, we are here for edification, to get understanding, to get the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High, so that we are not fooled. In the third part, fall of many into death. That's what we just looked at. In the fourth part, the drawing of the sword, and we just look at the fourth seal. Why? Hey, look at this. You know that this... I am only just seeing this after all this time of handling these two. Look at this. The second part, that's Baruch. The second part, the slaughtering of the great. The second seal in Revelation is the red horse, where they will kill. The third seal, the fall of many into death. Death by famine, etc. by the third seal, which is the economic crash. In the fourth part, the drawing of the sword. The fourth seal is the fourth horse. We talk about the Muslim and we emphasize that the sword was in their emblem. If you look at the Saudi Arabian flag, I think there's a sword there. I think Pakistan, I'm not sure. The sword is there, and the sword is one of their things. The fourth part, the fourth seal. What a coincidence. It's no coincidence. All right? In the fifth part, famine and withholding of rain. So this famine we spoke about here in the third part. In the sixth part, earthquakes and terrors. You know, I was watching a video from Watchman's Report, and they were doing, it was an earthquake video, and it was very well executed. Very well executed, because it showed the frequency of earthquakes in the world today, how much it has ramped up tremendously, manifold times, and that no one is speaking about it. But in the prophecies, it told you when you see earthquakes, and terrors. In the eighth part, a multitude of ghosts and the appearances of demons. Oh no. Oh no. This is one we don't want to see, isn't it? A multitude of ruachoth, of spirits, unclean spirits, will be manifesting themselves. Can you imagine that? And the appearances of demons, devils, will be manifesting themselves on earth. In the 9th part, the fall of fire. Oh boy, oh boy. In the 10th part, rape and much violence. People, you see why we have to seek after righteousness. I don't want to be present in this time. I prefer for my punishment, my chastening to be now. I prefer to live a miserable life now. And when these things are going, that the Most High takes me and protects me from it. Rather than to live a comfortable life now, and then when these things are happening, I am there having a front seat, partaking, and in the midst of it, running up and down and weeping and mourning. I don't want that. Do you? In the 11th part, injustice and unchastity. 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 What is this unchastity? I think it has chaste as to be uncleanness. Forgive me, people, if I don't know these words. I'm not a big words person. I specialize in words like much and thee and I and you and me and yours. Those are the words that I specialize in. I can't bother with these big words. Unchastity, the quality or state of being unchaste, and the meaning is not chaste. Unchaste is not chaste, lacking chastity. So chaste, what's the meaning of chaste? The meaning of chaste, innocent of unlawful sexual intercourse, pure in thought and act. Yeah, so it's uncleanness, pure. So injustice and unchastity. In the 12th part, but in all of these things, he's going to tell us, I've read this before, he's going to tell us that there's going to be a mixing up of all of them. So people won't know that it is the end time. In the 12th part, disorder and a mixture of all that has been seen before. These parts of that time will be preserved and will be mixed one with another, and they will minister to each other. So it's not like they are going to be happening one by one, one by one. They are going to be mixed up all over together. For some of these parts will withhold a part of themselves and take from others and will accomplish that which belongs to them and to others. Hence, those who live on earth in those days will not understand that it is the end of times. That is what is happening today. The people today don't understand that it is the end of times because they see life going on. They see different things happening. They see, they had that pandemic, and then after the pandemic, they saw things going back to normal and everything like that. And so everybody went back into that deep sleep. Many persons who were awakened and realized that we were in the end, when they saw things go back to normal, they said, oh, okay, things have gone back to normal, let me go and participate in this. And they have gone back into the world and have now been blinded, not watching. As Hamashiach said, one of my favorite sets of verses, Luke 21, 34 to 36. So they are gone back in this world, not watching, not paying attention. Lucas 21, 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that they come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. So these things that I'm talking about, you might be watching it and saying, okay, nothing is happening. It shall come just like this, all of a sudden. And then those of us who are not prepared will be trying to go back to prepare. then it will be too late. Yes? But that is why Shaul said in 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. That's what he means. So Hamashiach says, take care that day does not come upon you unawares. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So we have to be vigilant people. That is why I myself have given up my life in this world. Given up chasing all those futile things that I was chasing, to chase after Yahuwah and his righteousness. And in chasing after Yahuwah and his righteousness, to seek out and to be vigilant, to be watching, vigilant. And it is in this watching that I'm watching that people who, for example, watch Just the Word or listen to Jaw Radio are able to benefit from this vigilance. Because we are not taken up with what is happening in the world, with partaking in the routines of the world. He says, flee out of the midst of Babylon. So we sought and we seek to flee out of the midst of Babylon, to take ourselves away from the routine of the system, to take ourselves out of participating too much in the system. We partake only as such as we cannot do any better. So we free ourselves as much as possible from the system so that we can be watching and waiting. Because when you are in the system, you are blinded. All those people in the world on social media being blinded, just going through the routines of the world, that they come with their Olympics and you're watching Olympics. They come with NBA and you're watching NBA football, going through the routines. They come with their religion, you partake. They come with their music and their stars of this world, you partake of everything, little by little, in different degrees. You cannot watch. So you have to watch and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that we're talking about, and to stand before the Son of Man. When he comes, he will not say, depart from me, I never knew you. Okay? So what we are doing, we have to be investing in our future. Instead of worrying about the future, this is what we spend our time doing. We worry about the future. But instead of worrying about the future, we should invest our time in the future. We should invest our time seeking Yahuwah. Jeremiah 29:13, you know I'm going to say it. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart. We have to make sure that we are seeking the Most High with all our hearts so that we can be accounted worthy to escape. If we are half-hearted, if we are double-minded, it says a double-minded man is what? Unstable in all his ways. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I'm sorry, but the video will be dark, but concentrate more on the words, all right? Because this was supposed to be on the station, on the radio only. You are getting a bonus. It will not be perfect. I have to now set up some lights, a lighting system. All right. Don't know where it will come from, but Yahuwah hopefully will provide. And let us continue where we were. What was I saying again? All right. So, to escape. Many of us like to speak about Psalm 91. This is also the Psalm 91. This is a favorite chapter. You see, there are many things that go into being able to escape, being able to dwell in the secret place of the Most High. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. There are many things that go into this. You have to be accounted worthy. I will say of Yahuwah, he is my refuge and my fortress. My Alua and him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. This is not for everyone. If you are disobedient, if you are rebellious, if you are unrighteous, if you are hating on your brother, if you don't love Yahuwah with all your heart, mind, and soul, if you reject his Torah, if you reject his son, if you are not walking as his son, a whole lot of things, you can be and will be rejected. Because verse 9 tells us why and when we will dwell in that secret place. Because thou hast made Yahuwah, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. No, this word habitation, it is maon or ma'in. It means an abode. Of Alua, the tabernacle or the temple. Yes? The tabernacle or the temple. So you dwell in Yahuwah. So Yahuwah now becomes every single thing to you. Everything to you. So because you have made him your habitation, that is when you will dwell in his secret place. It is not everyone that will be dwelling in his secret place. Okay? Now, what is happening here? Are we still? All right. Okay. All right. Shalom. Oh, let me go and look back on the chat, see if there's anything significant. All right. D'Angelo Evans says, things cannot get any worse for the Most High people. We've been going through hell on earth. They've got bunkers, food, water, weapons, etc. Yes, they do. All right. Shamarian, shalom as well. So, second Baruch again. Let's go back to verse. Where were we? No, I'm gone past where I should be. All right. All right. Hence, those who live on earth in those days will not understand that it is the end of times. Now, let's go to chapter 28. So, very important that we know that people will not understand that we are in the last days. Only the people who are seeking, truly seeking, will understand. Verse 28, no, 2 Baruch 28, verse 1. Wonder, is it, I'm not seeing anything. Let me see if this is it on the radio? What is happening? I'm not seeing anything for the radio feed. What is happening? Let me see. Let me see something. The sound is not coming through. All right, let me check. All right, sorry for this. I have to check the input. Microphone 1. Check. I am not seeing anything. Can someone check on jawradio.org for me, please? And tell me if there is sound coming through. If there is sound coming through. What's happening here? I don't know nor understand what is happening. All right, I wonder if this has taken away. Oh, I know what happened. It should be coming through now. Let me see. Oh boy, they have so much equipment, different equipment. It's still not coming through. I don't know what's happening. But let me try it again. Properties. All right. I don't know. We will see what we will see. If anything, oh, you can hear on the radio. All right, thanks. So that's good. Okay. All right, so let's go to Second Baruch. Now we are at chapter 28, verse 1. But everyone who will understand will be wise at that time. Hey, hey, hey. Only the wise will understand. Isn't that, who did he say this to again? Was it to Baruch? No, I was to Daniel. Daniel. Let me see if I can get it. Daniel chapter 12. Chapter 12. Many shall be purified. No, verse 9. And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. But the wise shall understand, and that matches up with the book of Second Baruch, chapter 28, verse 1, that says, But everyone who will understand will be wise at that time. This is how you can prove these books, people. This is how you can prove them. Matching up precept upon precept, line upon line. For the measure and the calculation of that time will be 2 parts, weeks of 7 weeks. 2 parts, weeks of 7 weeks. Those are 7 years. 2 parts. The 2 parts there means half of the 7 years. 2 parts. So it's 3.5 years and 3.5 years. And I answered and said, It is excellent that man should come so far and see, but it is better that he should not come so far, lest he fall. But I shall also say this. Will he who is incorruptible despise those who are corruptible? And will he despise what happens with those who are corruptible, so that he might only look to those who are not corruptible? But when Yahuwah, these things will surely come, of which you spoke to me before, let me also know this, if I had found free unmerited favor and pardon in your eyes. Is it in one place or in one part of the earth that these things will come, or will they be noticed by the whole earth? So let's look at these 2 things here that he asked. Will he who is incorruptible despise those who are corruptible? So he's asking, will the Most High despise those who are corruptible in the end time? And will he despise what happens with those who are corruptible, so that I might only look to those who are not corruptible? So will he despise what happens with those who are in unrighteousness, so that he will only look to those who are righteous? And he's asking again, if all of this will take place in one place on earth, as many people are looking now when we see and we look at Babylon, USA, we know and we see that Babylon, USA, is the Babylon that is spoken of in the scriptures. Will all of these things only take place in Babylon, United States of America, or will it be noticed by the whole earth? Second Baruch 29, verse 7. And Yahuwah answered and said to me, That which will happen at that time bears upon the whole earth, therefore all who live will notice it. Notice the troubles that are coming, the different things that are happening, that are developing in this earth. Notice them. Notice them. That it's all over the earth. We hear of trouble in Kenya. Then we hear of people protesting here, people protesting in UK, people in the US, getting miserable. People over here, this. We hear about in the United States, we hear about those people who have jumped the borders and are giving trouble. We hear about troubles all over the earth. We hear about Israel and Hezbollah and Lebanon and everybody, Yemen and war. For at that time, I shall only protect those found in this land at that time. Now, this is a problem that I have with this. This is a problem. The Most High is saying through Baruch, he will only protect those at that time when all of these things are happening. In the 2 parts of the 7.5 years, he will only protect those who are found in this land. So guess what? And this is what we're telling people. We have to find the land. You have to find the land and go there. I don't see any other way. I don't see any other way. You have to find the land and go there. He says, flee out of the midst of Babylon. Out of the midst. But then he says, I will only protect those found in this land. So, I would find the land to make sure that I am at least in the land, so that when this time of trouble comes, I can be protected. Because if this is really what it says, this land, he didn't even say the land, he said this land. And it was the land in which he was speaking. So, what the Most High promises is that he will gather his people and then he will take them into the land. So if you are in the land, then you are where you can be gathered by him when the time comes for him to gather you. So for me, to me, I am just telling you what I'm seeing. I would try to be in the land. And so that is what I strive and what we try to do, to be in the land at this time, the time of trouble. All right. Verse 3 says, and it will happen when all that which should come to pass in these parts. Let me see if there are any more comments before we go. All right. All right, Shamarian, yes. Yes. All right. So let me continue now in verse we're going to continue in verse 3, only to make a time check, 24 minutes past 6 here in South Africa, which means we have 36 minutes to go. And these 36 minutes pass by so quickly. Okay? 2 Baruch 29, verse 3. And it will happen that when all that which should come to pass in these parts has been accomplished, the Anointed One will begin to be revealed. This is Yahusha HaMashiach. We are right in that time, people. If we look and we matched up the crown, the corona that was given to him to conquer, we know that we are in the 6th seal. When this happens, people, it is telling you that the Anointed One, the Messiah, is about to be revealed. People, the world has given us a way of life that is against the will of the Most High and the way of the Most High. We have to be willing people to give up this world because it's the time of a Mashiach. Remember, Matthew 7:21-23. Don't ever in your whole life dream of forgetting these 3 powerful, significant verses. This is why I have to be willing to give up on this world. I don't really care about anything to do with this world because my mind, my heart is set on the return of a Mashiach. And I don't want to hear these dreaded words. Not everyone that saith unto me, Matthew 7:21, Master, Master, shall enter into the kingdom of Shamaim, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in Shamaim. Many will say to me in that, but he that doeth the will. Let me just don't go too fast. He that doeth the will of my Father, which is in Shamayim. Now, let me speak about one will of the Father. Let's go to Psalms 40, verse 8. Psalms 40, verse 8. I delight to do thy will, O my Alua. Yea, thy law is within my heart. The will of the Most High is that his law must be in our hearts. All right? That is one of his will. His will also is our sanctification, our cleanliness, our cleansing. His will also, as we looked on Shabbat, we looked on the will of the Most High and his salvation. His will, that is that we be like his son. His will is that we obey him. So we have to do all of these obedience in order to not hear these dreaded words. Many will say to me in that day, Master, Master, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works. Messiah is telling you that there are going to be believers that are going to be so empowered spiritually, so empowered, and people are going to look at this, oh, he's a man of God. Oh, he's such a powerful man of God. And people are going to look at them so powerfully. And yet, the Messiah doesn't know them. So they are given things for them to use it to do the will of the Most High. But they will not be doing the will of the Most High. So when the Messiah returns, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Look at that verse carefully before we move on. All right. Whoa. So, the Anointed One will begin to be revealed. So you have to now be willing to give up on this world for the Anointed One. Do you want to see the Anointed One? Do you want to hear the words, welcome, well done, my good and faithful servant? Because you cannot do it and hold on to this world. Eh? You cannot do it and hold on to this world, which brings me to another of my bread and butter verses. The verse is that you cannot go wrong if you keep repeating these verses. You now have to let go of this world. Love not the world. 1 John 2:15. Neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So right now, people, you have to decide. We have to decide. I have to decide whether or not I'm going to let go of this world. Because if I hold on to the world, the love of the Father will not be in me. And if his love is not in me, that means his Ruach will not be with me, which means I am a reject. I am a reprobate. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. So we have to let go all of these. All of these. We have to let them go. And when we let them go, then guess what? They will be freed for the Ruach of the Most High to dwell in us and to be with us and to direct us, to guide us into all truth, to guide us into the path of Hamashiach so that we will be ready for him when he returns. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Alua abideth forever. This is what we have to do, people. Notice he says here, he that doeth the will of the Father. Remember, what does it say in Matthew 7:21? Not everyone that saith unto me, Master, Master, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. In other words, now let's go back to this. You cannot do the will of the Father if you love the world. You see it? You cannot do the will of the Father if you love the world. So that is why he said, flee out of the midst of Babylon. What he's saying, come out of this world and its system. Get out of her. Come out of her. And guess what? Find the land. Because I will only protect those who are found in the land at this time. That's what I'm seeing. You're seeing something different. Well, that's it for you. That's what I am seeing. So let's go. And Behemoth will reveal itself from its place, and Leviathan will come from the sea, the two great monsters which I created on the fifth day of creation, which I shall have kept until that time, and they will be nourishment for all who are left. This Leviathan here in the scripture is used to also refer to Babylon and to Hasatan, but this seems to appear, I don't know if this is speaking physically of the physical Leviathan and Behemoth. I don't know. At all. At all. At all. I don't know. Anyway. The earth will also yield fruits 10,000-fold. And on one vine will be 1,000 branches, and one branch will produce 1,000 clusters, and one cluster will produce 1,000 grapes, and one grape will produce a core of wine. And this kind of reminds me again. Numbers 13. This reminds me of when the children of Yasharal were in the wilderness. Verse 13. Verse 22. Start from verse 21. So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness of Sin unto Rehob, as men come to Hamath. And they ascended by the south and came unto Hebron, where Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the children of Anak, were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Mitzrayim. And they came upon the brook Eshcol, and cut down from thence a branch with one cluster of grapes. And they bare it between two upon a staff, and they brought of the pomegranates and of the figs. The place was called the brook Eshcol because of the cluster of grapes with the children cut down from thence. So this was how great the cluster was that they brought down. This is saying that this will happen again. Again, I don't know if the fruits that is speaking of will be spiritual. Again, never can tell. And those who are hungry will enjoy themselves, and they will moreover see marvels every day. The Most High is going to manifest His power every day. For winds will go out in front of me every morning to bring the fragrance of aromatic fruits, and clouds at the end of the day to distill the dew of health. So the Most High is going to rejuvenate the earth. He's going to restore the earth for the children of Yasharal in its freshness to bring health to this world. And it will happen at that time that the treasury of manna again, will come down again from on high, and they will eat of it in those years, because these are they who will have arrived at the consummation of time. So there is a special people who will be set apart, those who are in the land, that the Most High will actually be paying attention to, who He will be protecting. So that is why I tell people that, let's go to, I think it's Isaiah 18. This is why I tell people that I believe what is going to happen in the end time, that the salvation will be in this land that we're in, the continent of Africa. And that in the continent of Africa, that this is where His people will be gathered. And that those of us from over in the West who were captives, etc. All right. All right, Joshua Riggs, yes, you can call and we shall see. All right, we are cut off on Jaw Radio. Oh, I see. I think I know what's happening. Probably on now. And yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I believe that we who are gathered, who are in captivity over in the West, the Most High is going to send us over to them and we will be gathered with them. Because in Isaiah chapter 18, verse 1, it says, "Woe to the land shadowing with wings, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia." Now, the person who did this says, an oracle concerning Cush. I don't think it is concerning Cush. It is concerning his people who are beyond Cush. Woe to the land shadowing with wings. We did a teaching on this. Of course, go into more detail. We couldn't go into detail with this right now. So we have 23 minutes to go before we close. Let's see what we can get done. Woe to the land shadowing with wings, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Woe to the land shadowing with wings, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. So it's speaking of lands beyond Cush, that sendeth ambassadors by the sea, even in vessels of bulrushes upon the waters, saying, Go ye swift messengers to a nation scattered and peeled, to a people terrible from their beginning hitherto, a nation meted out and trodden, whose land the rivers have spoiled. The rivers here speaking about the powers in this world have spoiled the land. A people terrible from their beginning and hitherto. Man, I know we are talking about these people down here. I can't speak about it now. These people down here, terrible. A people terrible. And from their beginning up to this day, they are terrible. All ye inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, see ye when he lifted up an ensign on the mountains, and when he bloweth a trumpet, hear ye. It's actually saying, look out to when these things are spoken. For so Yahuwah said unto me, I will take my rest, and I will consider in my dwelling place like a clear heat upon herbs, and like a cloud of dew in the heat of harvest. For afore the harvest, when the bud is perfect, and the sour grape is ripening in the flower, he shall cut off the sprigs with pruning hooks, and take away and cut down the branches. So he is going to take away the righteous. He is going to call a righteous remnant from the people here. They shall be left together unto the fowls of the mountains, and to the beasts of the earth, and the fowls shall summer upon them, and all the beasts of the earth shall winter upon them. In that time shall the present be brought unto Yahuwah, Sabaoth, of a people scattered and peeled, and from a people terrible from the beginning hitherto, a nation meted out and trodden underfoot, whose land the rivers have spoiled, to the place of the name of Yahuwah Sabaoth, the Mount Zion. So what I am getting is that the Most High is calling us here, beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, and his people will be gathered here, and we will be gathered with his people and taken to Mount Zion. All right. Let's go. Verse 6. No, where were we? All right. We were at chapter 30, verse 1. And it will happen after these things, when the time of the appearance of the Anointed One has been fulfilled, and he returns with splendor, that then all who sleep in hope of him will rise. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. Let me read this again before I go to 1 Thessalonians. And it will happen after these things, when the time of the appearance of the Anointed One has been fulfilled, and he returns with splendor, that then all who sleep in hope of him will rise. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, starting at about verse 13. This is what they call the rapture. This is what they erroneously call the rapture. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, those who are dead, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahusha died and rose again, even so them which sleep in Yahusha, who are dead in Yahusha, will Allah bring with him. Will Allah bring with him. This is the key to disproving the rapture. Those who die, Yahuwah will bring with him, because they are going to rise when he returns, and they are going to come down with him. They are going to meet him in the air and come down with him. They will be brought with him. For this we say unto you by the word of Yahuwah, that which we are alive and remain unto the coming of the Master shall not prevent them which are asleep. So we will not go before those who are asleep. They will take first precedence over those who are alive. So those who are dead are given precedence because they died in Messiah. So they are given first preference over those who are awake. When you are dead, when the dead die in Messiah, they are at the front of the line. The more problems you go through, the harder the hardship, the more afflictions you get, the higher ranked you are in the kingdom. I think that is a fair thing to say based on what I have read so far, that the hierarchy in the kingdom will depend on what you do, what you go through, the righteousness that you portray, all of those things. Okay? For yet the Master himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Alua, and the dead in Mashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive shall be caught up with them, together with them in the clouds, to meet the Master in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Master. We shall be caught up to meet him in the air when he comes, and he shall bring us down with him. Okay, so let's go back now to the book of 2nd Baruch, matching up. Verse 1, and it will happen after these things, when the time of the appearance of the Anointed One has been fulfilled, and he returns with splendor, that then all who sleep in hope of him will rise. And it will happen at that time that those treasuries will be opened, in which the number of the souls of the righteous were kept from the place of the dead, right? And they will go out, and the multitudes of the souls will appear together in one assemblage of one mind, and the first ones will enjoy themselves, and the last ones will not be sad. So what this appears to be saying here, people, it's something that I have never gotten the insight of before. It appears to be saying, hey, disproving the rapture again. Do you see what it is saying? They will rise to meet the Messiah in the air. They will come down with him. When they come down with him, what's happening here? It is either they come down with him, is either this is speaking about they will rise first and be on the earth and be seen on the earth first, or when they rise with Messiah and come down, then other people will see them. I think it is the former, though, that they will rise first before Hamashiach returns. I don't know. I don't want to hold any hard line on this one. But it says they will go out and they will appear. And verse 3 says, for they know that the time has come of which it has been said that it is the end of times. But the souls of the wicked will the more waste away when they shall see all these things. Oh, so the wicked will be here. So it seems that before Hamashiach returns, they will rise and be walking around and be seen by those people in the earth, those wicked. But the souls of the wicked, verse 4, will the more waste away when they shall see all these things. For they know that their torment has come, and that their perditions have arrived. So they will know when they see these things, dead people walking. That man that I knew that died a year ago, I saw him down the road. He's walking, yes, he's right there. There he is. And look at that. There is Miss Jane that died 5 years ago. And there is this, and there is that. Then they're going to know that this is the end of the age. And that is where we will stop it for today. This is where we'll stop it for today. All right? Because so many juicy things to do for the next. We have what? How much time do we have? 14 minutes or so to go. Is it? What time is it? What time is it? Here is my phone. All right. So we have 13 minutes to go. We will take the time if anyone wants to call in, anyone wants to ask any question, anyone wants to make any contribution. You may do so in the chat or you may do so live. Please, could you like this? What is this doing here? Like if you like. Yeah. Like this video so that, what is happening here? I'm trying to position these things, not so easy to position them. What is happening here? All right. So let me get this thing going. Why am I being seen from the side? Dum. Yep. Let me go up. What is happening here? All right, let me get this thing down. The camera is not working, is it? It is working. All right, I'm trying to get this thing. Sony camera. All right. All right, D'Angelo, thank you for the word. You're greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. So let me try to get in some music in the background if there's anyone who wants to contribute anything to the chat. Let me get some music in the background here. I see one that I like. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah, all you his people. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah.
Oh, give
Let's
thanks
go with that one.
to
Oh, give thanks.
Yahuwah, all you his people. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah, for he is good. Let us praise, let us thank, let us celebrate and dance. Oh, give thanks.
Man, what's happening with this
To
thing?
Yahuwah, for he is good.
Oh, give thanks.
Oh, give thanks.
Yeah, we give thanks to the Most High, for he is good. For his revelations, for his mercies. Yeah.
To Yahuwah, for he is good.
Let us praise.
Let us thank, let us celebrate.
Let us celebrate and dance.
Oh, give thanks.
Give thanks to Yahuwah,
for he
is good.
Oh, give thanks.
Man, can you imagine my camera has vanished? So let me use this camera in the meantime. Hey.
Give thanks to Yahuwah, for he is good. Let us praise, let us thank, let us celebrate and dance.
right, all right.
Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah. Oh, you.
All right, and remember,
Oh, give thanks
remember,
to Yahuwah.
justtheWordShorts.com. justtheWordShorts.com.
Let us praise.
Place it in the chat.
Let us thank. Let us celebrate and dance. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah, for He is good. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah. Oh, you, His people. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah, for He is good. Let us pray.
All right, our new short videos channel called Just a Word Shorts.
Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah,
Gonna look up
for He is good.
the address for you. Oh, give thanks. Let me look up the address.
Yahuwah, all you His people, oh, give thanks to
And
Yahuwah, for He is good.
please subscribe.
Let us praise, let us thank,
Please subscribe.
oh, give thanks to
Just the Word Shorts.
for He is good. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah, for He is good. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah.
Yeah, subscribe to Just the Word Shorts. And also remember,
Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah, for He is good.
oh, give thanks.
To Yahuwah, for He is good.
And remember, the website for that,
To Yahuwah, for He is good.
yeah, give thanks unto Yahuwah, for He is good. The website for that, justtheWordShorts.com. All right, that is our new thrust, and I'm telling you that those short videos are bringing out so much words, so much words. I am telling you, and so insightful. We want it to be like people searching whatever they're searching for, that there we can actually show up for it. So I am able actually to do several videos per day. So the only problem is the production part now, to produce the videos. That is what takes the time. And having the time now to produce the videos and to be producing the videos. Shalom, James McWhorter Jr. from Atlanta. Shalom, shalom. To be producing the videos and to be producing the programs on the radio, because it is no easy task also. And yeah, so that is where we are at. Don't know if we will be going daily with this podcast on YouTube. I don't know if we are going live tomorrow. We shall see. But it was good to be able to partake of this with our family here, to present this to us. Remember, justtheWordShorts.com, and remember to subscribe. All right. It's always good to have another channel, because you never know when they will take down your channel, because our channel has been so penalized. And remember, this is a presentation of Jaw Radio at jawradio.org. And I must say, yes, all praises to the Most High. Shamarian, a good edifying word on a Tuesday morning. Thank you very much. All right. So how much time is left here for us? We got probably less than 5 minutes. So, yeah, Jaw Radio at jawradio.org as well. I hope to add Jaw Radio to Just the Word Shorts to make sure that, the world here is such a wicked, wicked world because we have our websites and we have to be making new websites. Why? What did they call it? What they got something attack. Some attack. What they call it? Starts with an M. Attacked all the websites that we had. And guess what? The website can show, but we cannot go into them to make any adjustments. I cannot add any content to them. So I now have to be deciding what type of content is best going forward. Hence, I realize short videos might be best, so just the word shorts. So the other websites are there, but they cannot be added to or any adjustments cannot be made to them. And one of the websites that I truly love was jawpodcast.com. That is one that I truly love because of the audio thing. I prefer audio to video to just be able to speak and people hear and listen. All right, that's why I am loving the radio. So how much time do we have left? We have 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes. Let me just give a touch of a song. What song? Yasharal, give praises from our brother here, Yaziel. This is a brother here from Just a Word.
I'll give praises, yada Yahuwah. Yasharal, give praises to Yahuwah. Yasharal, give praises, yada Yahuwah. Yasharal, give praises to Yahuwah. Yasharal, give praises, yada Yahuwah. Yasharal, give praises to Yahuwah. Yasharal, give praises, yada Yahuwah. Yasharal, give praises to Yahuwah.
Yeah.
Hear the sound of the nation.
Yaziel
Do you hear the sound?
and Anaba.
Yasharal, give praises.
When Yasharal give praises, Yasharal give
Do you hear the
praises.
sound? Do you hear the sound? Blow the trumpet in Zion.
Blow the trumpet in Zion.
Yeah, do you hear the sound?
Do you hear the sound?
When Yasharal, give praises.
When Yasharal give praises, Yasharal give praises.
Yasharal, give praises.
Give praises, yada Yahuwah. Yasharal give praises to Yahuwah.
Almighty one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a cyber attack on the websites or what, but it costs money to clean them and all of that. So, don't know what's going to happen.
The sound of a nation.
But these people make life very, very hard for us. Sometimes I wonder. And the thing about it is that they are located on 2 different servers. So I was saying, why are they targeting Just a Word? And Hasatan is not going to ease us up and has never eased us up, all right? We're fighting not against flesh and blood, all right?
Yasharal give praises, Yasharal give praises.
Yasharal, give praises.
Yasharal give praises, yada Yahuwah. Yasharal give praises to Yahuwah. Yasharal give praises.
Shalom, this is Aaron, and you're listening to Just the Word Radio.
All right. So that is it, family. Thank you all for being here with us. And until next time, shalom. I don't know if we will be here tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? Shalom, shalom, shalom.